Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the show. You know, we'll figure out a name. There's probably a name now. When we put it out, there's probably a name. There's probably a name right now. I'm glad you guys are watching. I always appreciate your like, subscribe, support. Everything you share means the world to me. My name is Alex Babbitt. Y'all know that. We have another amazing guest. The one, the only, DC's own, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Norah Yahah, ladies and gentlemen. Can we get applause? We need a button. We need
an applause button.
We need an applause button. What's up, sis? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Glad to be here.
No problem. Great to have you.
Thank you.
Hands down, one of the, I don't want to sound cliche by saying this, but whatever. One of the top rising stars in the scene. Like,
I thought you were going to say female comedian.
No, I fucking refuse.
Okay, good. Thank you.
You're a star in your own right.
You already started off right then.
I'm saying, because it feels corny to be like,
corny.
This woman is almost as good as a man. Like,
right.
that's fucking ridiculous.
One of the funniest women.
Nah. Like, I only say that when people say women aren't funny. Like,
okay, fair.
Because then I'll go, whoa, what the fuck you mean women aren't funny?
Yeah.
Nora's hilarious. Amina, Pat Brown. Like, I can literally go down a list of hilarious. Some more.
Yeah.
Is fucking a star. You know what I mean?
Always has been.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So within that, is that something that hurts you, like bothers you in the game? That like, do they say female comedians?
They say female comedians.
Okay.
And you never say male comedians, you just say comedians, so I think that's always weird.
Okay.
And then the female, also just like women, you know, like anatomy, how did that play a role in any of this? I don't know. But also, I just want to be the funniest person, period. So
talk your shit.
You know,
talk your shit, go crazy.
I don't want like the female part. I just want to be like, this person is hilarious.
This comedian got a vagina.
Bring him to the stage. The vagina for the night. Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, I have heard some like wild, crazy like hosts. I really don't like how some hosts bring up women. It does sound crazy.
It's definitely like that.
Yeah, they'll be on stage. Hey, ladies, this one's representing y'all.
Now it's time to bring up the lady of the evening. Yeah. I love that shit.
Yeah, that's it. It feels whack. I don't know. Do you feel like that's something that should change in the scene? You know.
I don't know, man. Whatever. Like, as long as your money is green, does it really make that big of a difference?
The money game. The money game.
That's all we out here trying to get are these coins. So if you need to big me up as a woman, sure. Are you going to pay me for this show? Like, that's really what we want, okay? So, yeah that's what I think.
I fuck with that heavy. So, like, before we get into, like, the nitty-gritty of it all, I like asking people their origin story. Okay. It's one of my favorites, and it doesn't have to start, I started stand-up at the soap and blah, blah, blah. You don't got to start there. I actually would rather know your origin story, like your family life. Yeah, that's where I start normally because I have 5 brothers, 3 sisters. I have 17 nieces and nephews. That's banana. Niggas fucking in your family. Yeah, they, mad fertile. I never got pregnant, yes. But no, I have, my brothers, my family is just hilarious. So like, I never knew I was funny because when you grow up in such a funny ass family, you're like medium funny. You know what I mean? But then in the real world, you're like hilarious. But like, my brother could come to New York and kill any club just off the humble, just off his Mike Epps sort of shit. You know what I'm saying? So you're like the worst person on the NBA team. Like you're still better than most of the rest of the world.
Worst person on the dream team. Hey, you know what I mean? Like you're not bad. You know what I'm saying?
You're definitely in top 5 overall.
Right. That's how it was growing up. It's like my mother is hilarious. Like I see her thinking of punches. She doesn't realize she's doing it. You know what I mean? So I'll say something and she'll be like, oh, that's just like that bitch that was a crack. You know what I mean? Like, she's thinking of punches. She doesn't realize she's doing it. When we were kids, she would pull pranks on me and my friends if they stayed over. She would like tickle your nose and put like shaving cream in your hand. If you stay, like she would put hot sauce on your mouth. Like,
your mom is like a deviant.
Like, but it was hilarious, and all my siblings would be watching, like, so that's what I grew up in. So it's always just been joke time. Yeah.
Is she like is your mom an entertainer of any kind?
No.
Like an artist?
No, she was a drug dealer.
Oh.
But
okay.
But
with the heart of gold.
It was. Not all drug dealers are bad. They help the people, the community. They're pillars. No, she did. She did a lot of times. She was a kingpin. So not like.
Oh shit, for real?
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, so that's also.
Shout out to all the kingpins in the world.
Shout out to the kingpins. I come from, a long line of royalty.
Yeah. We should start calling like drug dealer families royalty.
You know what I'm saying? We kind of are, but we'll save that for another podcast.
I'm better than you broke bitches. That's what you're saying.
We grew up eating caviar.
Okay.
No, but yeah, that shit was gone in 2 seconds. So then you always hear like the hard struggle of a comedian. What got you to do this shit? And it's definitely growing up with incarcerated parents, like
both
for
of
sure.
them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Different accounts, but incarcerated majority of my life.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. So I've been working since I was like 14.
That's wild.
And been on a stage since I was a kid, but in theater. I'm a theater kid.
Oh, you used to sing? What kind of theater?
I used to sing choir, but theater like August Wilson plays, like playwrights, real heavy.
Oh, you was doing Hamilton and shit like that. Oh, fire.
Yeah, mad heavy, yeah. In college too, I directed and produced plays, only black playwrights, like try to see who was out there, It was really cool, so I love the stage. Always loved the stage.
That's absolutely, so it was like your outlet. So you lost your parents early. They're still in your life though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So wait, did it get as extreme to go like you're going to visit them?
Yes. I visit them every month.
Oh, they still there?
No, they're out now. But they were in as recently as 2 years ago. So this is still, like when she came home, she came and lived with me in my apartment in Brooklyn. Like, it's definitely, I would say, hard to bring somebody back into the real world when, think about how many iPhones have come out in the past, 15 years.
And she been gone before iPhones came out?
Exactly.
That's crazy. Exactly. When your mom went in, was there cell phones?
There were cell phones.
Okay, but it was a Nokia.
It was like the Nextel.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The brick.
Your mom was like, where you at?
Right. Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
And then to get her acclimated to like the modern day life had to be extremely difficult. Yeah, I could see why you why you're pursuing a life that's humorous, because that's so crazy.
Yeah, no, it is funny. I mean, it's funny to me that there are so many people, like you go to Marcy Projects and you ask somebody if their parents locked up, 90% of motherfuckers will raise their hands, right? But it's such a taboo thing in these other circles and worlds, right? Because I went to Duke for undergrad, so you're talking like tier 1 prestige, right? And I'm the hood nigga there, like, oh, hey, y'all.
I know you're from the hood because you talk about it like, the prestige. You're like, you mean the ones that just not in jail? Look at you, trying to live a good life.
I be judging y'all. I be like, you had both parents all your life? Oh, so you an uppity Negro.
Hilarious.
Okay.
You know what's crazy? I had both parents, but we were still poor. So, you know what? Are we really doing that much different? Like, perspective is everything.
Is your life that much better now?
At least you got to travel. You got to see your parents. I'm sorry. That's
we was fly, whatever. We had some things. No.
That's fucking hilarious.
But she was smart. We did move to Howard County, which was like the #1 public school system in the country. So dumb, like all my brothers and siblings, like got really great education. So it was definitely strategic in that way. So we're all like dumb, smart, and just hood at the same time. It's weird.
Yeah, you guys are diverse in just how you go through the world, but that's the best way to be.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
So after all of this is happening and you decide, did you start stand up after college?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I started stand up mad late. I was way too scared. It was like something I consider myself a connoisseur of stand-up. Like I would watch it nonstop. You know what I mean? And just
I'm a connoisseur of stand-up. Something I've never done.
Comedy. I'd go and watch people and just see like Dion Cole. Oh, he taking notes because he working on a bit. You know what I mean? Like
you telling regular people other shit like you on stage.
Right.
I saw how you reworked that.
You know what I'm saying? Last time he said it like this time. So I think that was it. And now when I look back, I'm like, yo, like Harlem Nights shaped my whole life. Like that movie, I would watch that movie every night before bed. And I didn't realize like it was shaping, my brain. And Martin, oh my God. Grew up watching Martin, grew up watching Comic View, grew up watching Def Comedy Jam. Like, obviously, my family was full of drug dealers, so nobody was worried about the cursing.
Hilarious.
Are you kidding me? Yeah. We watched it as a family, you know?
Bitch, suck my dick. Yeah, that's good, Mom.
That was funny. That was funny. No,
yeah, I told you off air, I didn't see Def Jam, and I was on Def Jam.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, I never watched it.
So you were on Def Jam and you never watched it growing up?
I never watched it. I tried to watch it because my dad had the cassette tapes of like all the Def Jam, and I tried to watch it when I was like 8 because I was really into comedy. So I watched Rush Hour 2. I tried to watch that. And he said no, he wouldn't let me because it was cussing.
Wow.
My dad didn't let me.
Comic View, that was at least on BET.
Nope.
Nothing?
My dad didn't let me listen to Hot 97.
Oh, wow.
The radio, for people who don't remember, the radio station that played hip hop music.
Yes.
Until I was 10.
So you were WBLS?
I was a
You were Smooth
Disney.
Jazz?
I was a radio Disney.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Look at the judgment. Like,
no, your parents loved you.
Radio Disney till I was like 11, 12.
Wow. Yeah.
I know a lot more NSYNC than I should. You'll never guess it, but my whole phone is full of NSYNC.
Oh, I would guess it, but
Talk your shit, man.
Nah. It's crazy though that you didn't watch that growing up. Wow, I didn't realize like how much of a big deal that was until I got older and was around like people that had parents. And, but I would say Cat Williams, like when I saw his special, I was in college and I was like, yo, I can, him and Chris Rock.
Green suit special?
Polo Tink Tink.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Polo Tink Tink.
Polo Tink Tink. Yeah. It was just like him and Chris Rock. I was like, Chris Rock is smart and political and like makes it digestible, right? And I've always been in politics my whole life. So I interned on like Capitol Hill at 16. Like I love politics. So like any way I can incorporate that into my comedy is like really intriguing to me without making it like harsh, you know what I mean? Without splitting the room.
Without making it boring.
Right.
Because you're still, at the end of the day, trying to be entertaining.
You want to laugh.
Yeah.
That's what you're here for.
Yeah.
Right.
That's very, so you're very smart. I feel like you got like real middle class, like you have a middle class spirit. Like you might not have grown up that way, but your spirit is real middle class.
Yes, indeed. And my stepmother was very highbrow.
I didn't know that. So what is stepmother's situation?
She went to college and was just super smart and exposed me to like Jack and Jill and etiquette class and, you know, all the things.
Wait, did you go to the traditional, this soup spoon,
yes.
this the regular?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. That's normally something I know for people from like other countries. From the South. Oh, yeah, old school.
Southern. It's the Southern way.
That's wow.
That was the way. And it got me very far.
So you wearing pants, you going to hell.
Right.
That's what.
No, I just know what fork to use when the salad come out. I don't even think they do that anymore, you know.
No, I don't really care.
Yeah, exactly. But back then it was like, oh, you're being exposed to all these things, so you know you could smooth out your edges, sort of thing. But now in comedy, it's like you want to up your edges. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get rid of all that smoothness that I had to do over the years.
All the etiquette and stuff.
Right.
You're just like, I just want to be me.
Exactly. Whoever that person is.
Do you not know?
No, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But you know, I'm realizing now, like, trying to get back to your childlike ways, you know, you had like, I don't know what your imagination was like as a kid, but mine was wild and super vivid. And so trying to get back to like that and create content from that, right? And not be inspired by the content that's already out there, like trying to pull from
whatever you liked as a child, just recreate that in your modern day form. Yeah, I follow a lot of those methods now. Big R&B fan. That's all I study. That's all. Yeah, everybody knows it. I bring it up at least every 3 episodes.
So are you a fan of Joe Coy? Do you know him?
Oh, I love Joe Coy. Joe Coy is genuinely one of my favorite comics to watch.
Got it now. Now I got it. Because he is an R&B head.
I know.
Like, okay, yeah.
When I watch Joe Coy, he has this one bit that I love so much. He's like, yo, follow your dreams. Because there's like because he's Filipino. Yeah. So he's like, there's a bunch of Filipino doctors that just secretly wanted to be Jabberwockies.
Right.
He does the act out where he's like, come over here.
Yeah.
I laughed so much at that bit. Because one, I'm like, he can dance.
Yeah, he can dance. He can dance. I went to go see him, and like he does a whole R&B 15 minutes at the end of his set, where like the whole crowd just sings with him. Yeah. All his favorite songs. I was like, all right. This is
hands down, I'm doing something like that. As I progress, I'm definitely doing that. Definitely. I'm smiling way too hard just thinking about it.
Right.
Can't wait. I told somebody I want to have an R&B concert where I wear. What's the Brian McKnight fabric?
Oh, what is that?
Not suede.
Is it silk?
Is it not silk? No. It's breathable. Air, what is it?
Linen.
Linen.
Yes.
I want to have a linen, like the way they say comedians have a leather special.
Yeah.
I want a linen special.
You want a linen special.
I want linen.
On your Brian McKnight.
Yep, yeah. One, you're like a dream come true.
Right.
But it's like, to hear what you're saying, it seems very important to keep your childlike heart, your dreams alive. Do you feel like as you progress in the game, like, what are you, 3 years in, 4 years in?
I'll be 4 years in November, yeah.
Okay, so in the 4 years you've been doing it, do you feel in any way you get discouraged? Like, you're like, oh, fuck this, like, kind of get that chip on your shoulder type energy?
I quit every other week. I always said, like, I'm going to quit when I stop getting booked. I just keep getting booked. Like, this is the hardest thing in the world. Why would you ever pursue this? This late in my life, too. Like, I wish I would have started younger, but then I think I've been able to get better faster because I am older, right? And I have other experiences and theater presence, so I'm not afraid of the stage. So, like, all these things. So even if I'm bombing, my stage presence is there. Y'all you know what I mean?
Like, that person's charismatic.
She look good on the stage. But
you mean that comedian, not she. What's wrong with you?
Oh, yeah, you're right. My bad. They. No. No, but, yeah, it's a discouraging thing. Like, if you don't believe in yourself, good luck making it, you know? Like, you have to be your biggest cheerleader. You have to be, like, really believing in yourself, getting rid of all your self-doubt. Like, it's a daily practice, at least for me. So now I feel like, all right, I'm good, but there's always, like, level up periods. So never get comfortable, you know what I mean? So that's really where I'm at, is like, don't get comfortable. Let's level up again.
And pushing yourself.
Right.
So within that, something I like to ask the people we have on this the show is, within that, what is your writing process? Like, how do you create your jokes, your new jokes? How do you redefine your old jokes? Like, what is that process for you? Because it's very different for everybody we've had thus far.
It has been challenging. Like, the pandemic killed me. Because my inspiration comes from, like, day-to-day events. Like, I'll see something and it'll inspire a bit. Or it'll be a real-life event that I recreate into, like, set-up punch. You know what I'm saying? So, like, not having friends around, I will say things and try to see if my friends laugh. Then I'll write it in my notes on my phone. You know what I mean?
Oh, no. Are you the trying bits with the friends, but, like, it's clearly a bit?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm like, we're having a conversation and they're laughing, so now I need to pay attention.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, I think comedians lose out on opportunities because you're not paying attention to the laughs. So, like, you just got all your friends in the room and they dying laughing, sis, what are you saying? Write that down. You know what I mean? This is funny.
What's the subject matter here?
So, like, that's generally where I get my ideas from, is, like, just engaging in topics that come up in conversation, because if I have all my friends are not comedians. I don't have, like, many comedian friends at all. So if they're laughing, then the audience can probably relate and will laugh, right? So that's how I generally write my material. And then I record everything. So I'll go back 2 years ago and be like, what did you say? Why did it work or didn't work? How can we make this better and bring it back? Because you know how, like, you write something new and then that's all you want to do. So then you get rid of stuff that was good. And you forget about it. And 2 years later, you're like, oh, this was a funny bit. Let me see how I could bring this back, but make it better, because now I'm better.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you definitely, like, I have some, you know, for the terminology, like, tags from an old bit. I was like, oh, this actually works better with this new concept than it would have with that. Or you, like you said, have more confidence.
Yeah.
So, but you wouldn't say, would you consider yourself a writer? And
like
do you do the pen and pad, like traditional, I'm in the office?
Yeah. I do. They're never good. But I do it for my brain. You know what I mean?
The honesty. I do. They're never good.
They're never good. They're not my best. I have a whole friggin' 4 notebooks full of stuff I've written that one day I think I'll go back to and be like, all right, now I know how to make this funny. But writing starts getting your creative juices flowing, and then you know kind of where to go. But generally, I'm not writing every day like I should be, but definitely try to at least, like, once a week. Like, sit down for 30 minutes to an hour and just write. You know what I mean? Whatever comes up.
Very free form. No, that's actually even if you might be hard on yourself at this very moment, that's actually very good. Even if it's once a week, twice a week. I did try to double it just now.
You did. I did.
I was like, hey, once a week might be a little low.
Yeah, that was what I said.
Yeah. But it's like doing that, taking that time aside, at least an hour, is very helpful.
Yeah.
Especially as you're getting on stage more, you don't always have the same time, but designating that time is smart. How organized would you say you are as a comedian? Because I've seen you run a show.
Yes.
I see you around a lot. So.
Yes. I'm pretty hyper organized, I would say. Not the way I want to be, not on my George Carlin or Seinfeld, where it's like every bit is written out and categorized and, listed. But I do have a cute Google Doc, you know what I'm saying? It's cute, with all my topics, and then I can figure out. And before I get on stage, I always try to think about what I'm going to say. And the way I write jokes isn't just because it's funny. It's like, what do you want to say with this? Because some jokes are cheap. You know what I mean? I know I can say it this way and get a laugh. But I'm not gonna feel good about it. So why am I gonna do that? I see a lot of comedians doing that. I'm like, that was cheap. That was weak. You know what I mean? But what are you actually trying to say? Who are you? When people walk away, what's gonna make them follow you on Instagram? What's gonna make them show up to your next show? Yeah. So that is definitely
buying tickets.
Direction.
Something that we talked about once again off stage, but it still resonated with me now. The importance of developing a business regimen and acumen within this artsy career, and it's not exclusive to stand-up, and I want people watching this to think that. This also applies, I think, overall, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
Why do you think, people aren't what is it that do you feel like there's a disconnect with artists?
There's a huge disconnect. I think we're all pressed to get stage time, to do better shows, to have more people, get better laughs, but we forget that 50% of it, you could be the funniest person. How many funny ass people do you know who will never get a deal?
Thousands.
You know what I'm saying? So it's those people who get those opportunities, they may not be funnier than you, but they're smarter, they're more business savvy. So making sure you stay connected in that lane too. Yeah. What are you doing? Are you following people on LinkedIn? Are you on LinkedIn? Do you have a website? What are you doing to build networks and relationships? Are you building content? Because we all know stand-up is not enough these days. So being strategic in your approach, I don't feel like enough Black comedians especially are doing that work. I feel like the labor is just getting stage time. And it's all right, you running full speed nowhere. You know what I mean? You're full speed in a hamster wheel because you just want somebody to discover you, but people are going to them now. You know what I mean? They're creating their own lane. Unfortunately, this is how it has to be done now. You're not just getting a deal. Yeah.
Everybody, I think for a long time, what I would consider the Eddie Murphy effect. Which is I'm hot, I'm undeniable, but undeniable oftentimes reads as, everybody's just gonna come to me, give me everything, I'm gonna be a star, blah, blah, blah. It's hey man, you gotta learn what a pitch deck is and go to these meetings and shit. I don't like none of it, but
at all, I hate all of it.
Yeah. I hate it all, baby.
I hate it all. I'm can I hire somebody else to do this shit for me?
And you do, but then you have to learn to hire. Yes. Everything has its levels of work to it, and there's no easy way to be successful.
No, and I'm intense. I mean, it's also about hanging with the right people, being in the right settings, in the right rooms. You may look at somebody damn, how'd I get that? And instead of having envy, I'm trying to reprogram my brain to be oh, they got that, so it exists, so I can get it too. So let me figure out how so that it can benefit me and I know how to move. You know what I'm saying? Versus just hating on the sidelines. That gets you nowhere. Okay, great. She got it, you don't. Now what? You know what I'm saying?
Now what? Go for it.
So, it's stop seeing things as limitations and see this as more of an abundance. There's an abundance of money out here right now. How are we all gonna get to the bag? And what does that look like? So I think that's where a lot of comedians shoot themselves in the foot, is that scarcity mindset. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you feel with this mindset has coming in older, do you feel you've had that from other jobs or something? What developed it? Because it's so on point, it's on target. Even me hearing it now, I was oh, fuck yeah. She knows, she gets it.
Yeah.
Where is that stemming from? Or did you fail a lot? What is it?
Yeah, I failed a lot. I think it's growing up the way I grew up too. I think that edge that people look for often comes from traumatic experiences or whatever it is. But I think for me, it's I've been in way worse positions. You think bombing for these 8 people is a big deal to me? Like, do you know the shit I've been through in life?
Drug dealer parents give you perspective.
You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, yes, I've had to go visit my mother in prison on like 3 different trains just so I could see her. It take 2 hours to get there. To spend an hour with her only to get 2 hours back. You know what I mean?
So you'll go to the Bronx for a show.
Yeah,
like, that doesn't bother you.
I'm going to Newark. Like, whatever. It's not a big deal, you know? But I think that gives you perspective. And then realizing, like, through it all, I've always been good. So, like, why trip now? Why think I'm not going to be good now because I'm in this business? Like, nah, it's the same mentality, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I'm always tired. I am so tired.
Very winded. I'm winded myself, I'm be honest with you.
They're like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm sleepy, nigga. Yeah.
I really want a nap, man. But it's like you do this for a reason, you know. So hopefully you develop some sense of legacy. I don't know if that's your goal.
I'm still figuring out the goal, you know? I don't know. I know what I want. I don't need to know the how. I know I'll get there. But it's like, what is the goal? I think I make annual goals.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like this year, by the end of this year, I want a solid, foolproof 30 minutes, period. Right? I'm not saying I want a special. Nah, I want an hour and a half before I do a special. Like, I don't want just to spend all my material, because I see it. Everyone got the material out there. It's like, oh, you still doing that joke? Okay. You know, like,
work that shit.
So it's like, all right, how do I really build myself up little by little? You know, am I ready for JFL? I don't know. You know, sure, I think so. But like, what comes after that? So like really trying to prepare myself for what I want so that when I get it, I'm not like, I don't know what to do now. I don't have a next step. You know what I mean?
Always thinking like a step or two ahead,
right,
in a sense.
Right, trying to see around the corner. Because you know it's going to be some shit.
That was real drug dealer terminology, too. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm trying to see around the corner because shit might get hot.
You know what I'm saying? Your head got to be on a swivel. You know what I mean?
You be in comedy like this.
Oh, okay. I see them. Oh, they doing good. Yeah. All right. You know, like,
that's so funny. Like, all of your like movements are just like, hey man, trying to make sure the block ain't hot.
I'm peeping. I'm always peeping. I'm always plotting. I'm always peeping. I'm like, if you see me at a show, I'm plotting. Like, I'm talking to you, but my brain is over here listening to that conversation.
Oh, so that's the book.
Right.
Cool.
Right.
Nah, I love today. Today's a great day.
No, it's wonderful weather. No, who fixed this shit? No.
Whose show is this? That's that. Goddamn, that's so.
Whose show is this?
That's because that's one of the best questions. Whose show is this? It was. Hey, what? Who the booker?
Yo.
Huh? Hi, my name is a handshake.
I need to get better with that though. I'm mad awkward. I don't know.
Be awkward. It's okay.
I need to be fake. That's what it is. No. I need to be phonier and faker. Like,
here's what a lot of people, because I think when people hear that, especially because it's on that camera, I need to be fake. That's gonna be.
I need to be fake.
Give context. A lot of people think being fake, especially as an entertainer overall, means you have to completely lie about who you are.
No. I think being fake doesn't mean on stage or with material. It means the business side of things. Like, no, I have absolutely nothing in common with this person, and I don't care about their dead dog. But in this moment, I need to be engaged and, like, try to find something to connect on, like, even if I personally don't care, because it could benefit you. Yeah. But I hate that, though. I hate the whole, like, tit for tat, like, you do this for me, and I'll do this. Like,
You do it long enough, it just becomes life. It's not as bad. It feels bad because you're not. I look at a lot of things like working out or any type of like shit that you just gotta do a bunch. There's no secret behind it. Just do it a lot because it's like, okay, look, you don't like these people. Fine. You don't know these people. They're not from where you're from. But the people who are where you're from, you already know that information.
This is a fact.
You're not getting nothing from being around the same people you were around as a kid.
Yeah.
That's why that feels easy, because when you were a kid, it was probably hard too.
Yeah.
When you were in the 4th grade, trying to talk to some hood kid.
And they're like, oh, well, yeah, it was on both ends.
Yeah.
When you with the white kids, it's like, what does your mom do? It's like,
she's in college. Yeah.
Right? And then when you're with, like, you know, the, I guess, black high-end middle class.
Big stream,
like,
but yeah.
So always trying to find where I fit in, but it helps me too, because you can put me in any room and I can relate to an extent.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
So look at it like that, like you're developing that skill, so then if I assume you give off the vibe that you're going to be here a long time, so in 10 years, you're not going to be stressing from talking to some middle America person.
Right.
You're going to be like, oh, this is it. Oh, that's Stacy. She loves dead dogs.
Right. Yeah.
You're just going to know how to maneuver. And it's a journey.
It is. And then that's where I need to go up to people and shake hands. Mm-hmm. Hello. And like.
Try it for the next 5 people. Matter of fact, we're going to end this with you shaking my hand. I'm going to watch how awkward it looks on camera. See you later.
No, my father raised me right, okay? Even though he was a drug dealer, he was in my life. He was like, you never give the dead fish hand.
No, not the Queen of England?
Right. It's like, you looking to get in his eyes. You give him a firm press back, let him know you ain't no bitch. I'm like, got it, Dad. You know?
I just see you little. I'm not no bitch, like my papa told me.
Right. Well, he would say, he's like, you're not a bitch, you the bitch. And that shaped my whole perspective on life. Yeah,
really?
For real.
It's something really about the specifics and the terminology that...
It is, son. Drug dealer daddies, they get a bad rap, man.
But they're inspiring.
But they are. They love their children.
Did you look at your pops like an entrepreneur in the sense?
Damn, how did I look at my father? I did not. I think I looked at my mom more so because she was like more successful at it. Like she would be probably great in the legalization of marijuana right now. You know what I'm saying?
She was just ahead of her time.
She was ahead of her time, you know. So I looked at her as an entrepreneur, but with my father, you know, he was real, he was cool, he loved his kids. That's all I like to say. He loved his kids. My father loved his kids.
Well, that's a gem that we could bother. Dads love their kids.
Dads love their kids.
Yeah, he was just a hustler trying to figure it out.
Right.
And as you are
like
as an entertainer, like Biggie.
Yeah, you know?
Oh, your dad was sitting there. I was just trying to make some money to feed my daughter. Norah was the daughter. You hear that song and think it's just the two of us about Will Smith.
No. Exactly. That's how it speaks to me.
My God, this is so great, man. I've actually thoroughly enjoyed this, man. And I'm trying to think if there's 2 more things that I have to ask.
All right.
But one of the things that always comes to mind as we close it. So I'll ask you this. I don't like saying as a woman in comedy, but just you are.
But as a woman in comedy.
As a woman in comedy.
Yes.
Is there anything in particular that you, feel like is very difficult in the game that you would like to change? Just overall, you feel like there's a miscommunication somewhere or something. Is there anything like that just runs at your head?
2 things, actually.
Okay.
One thing is you look at lineups, and oftentimes they could be all male. So I feel like the intentionality behind booking women and then booking black women would be dope, right? So the fact I see lineups and there's no women or there's not a black person or, you know what I mean? It's the same safe black comedians, in my opinion, because I'm not that safe, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to make white people feel bad, you know, but you're going to laugh about it because you know your shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think that would be great to see more intentionality behind booking women comedians consistently, not just because it's like, oh yeah, I got to do this thing. And then 2, there's tension in the comedy community right now between men and women with the whole Me Too movement. And I would wish there would be more open dialogue and a safe space for both men and women to be able to really talk about the bullshit, right? So
give an example.
So people are flirtatious, which is whatever it is. But the flirtatious has a limit. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's disrespectful. And as a woman, you want to get booked again, or you're trying to make a name for yourself, or you don't want to be seen as the annoying bitch. So you play it off, but in actuality, nigga, you would never have a chance. You know what I'm saying? Do you see yourself?
You ugly,
never
bro.
Bagged a bitch like me ever in your life.
I'm a goddamn star.
You know, come on, get a grip, right?
But let that man shoot a shot. Maybe he's trying to level up himself.
You're a force. Stay there. You know what I mean?
Nora's essentially said, stay humble. Stay humble.
Stay grounded, okay?
Yeah.
Don't let this
humble man
shit.
Does not kidnap. He don't think he can get away with it.
Yes. I think there's that, and then shoot your shot, but it's still work. It's a professional environment at the end of the day, right? So it's we gotta move with more intentionality there too. You're not on the corner with your boys hollering at chicks. You're in a work environment. So I think that I want to see more of that.
Okay, that's fire. And the last thing I'm gonna ask you before we get out of here, man, it's one of my favorite things. If somebody watching this right now was a kid your age, something like that, whether it be your age or just you feel like it was young you, what would you tell them? That's your camera.
Aw, girl, you gonna be fine. No, I would say say don't have self-doubt no matter what it is that you want to do. Eliminate that and go for it because life is so limited. We literally get one chance at this thing. And so you have to go for what you believe in, what you want out of life so that you don't die, you know, still with dreams left in your heart. Make sure you die with nothing left.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire. Norah, thank you so much. I actually had a ball.
Yay! So did I. This was really fun.
Right? We had a good time? Are we good? We good with the camera? So here's what, ladies and gentlemen, give her a round of applause. We might get a budget or some shit like that for one of these. But Norah Yahah.
You got a clapper in the back.
Yeah. I love you to death. This was absolutely amazing. Appreciate you so much. Man, that was bad.
Yeah, that was good.
Let me help you. Yeah.
Soft? Okay,
Even it out.
Thank you. All right.
There it is. There it is. That was solid. That was solid. Hope we got that on tape. Thank you, for real, man.
All right, peace.
Oh, man. Hey guys, thank y'all for watching Behind the Mic Stand. If y'all enjoyed it, as I think you did, because you made it to the end, like, subscribe, make sure you hit that notification button so you hear the subscriptions and shit. You know how it works. Just like it. Stop skipping this part and do it right now. What? Somewhere right here. I think it's right here.